Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome here on your home of the Raiders, the WHS Network, here on YouTube.com. Again, as always, I'm your play-by-play broadcaster, Brandon Morvillius. Alongside here with me is cameraman Jordan Redbeard McCoy. Back with our 2025 IHSAA Class 2A Sectional 40 Girls Volleyball Tournament Preview Show here tonight. Again, like usual, we will recap what the season presented itself as here for Wapahani, and look forward to what should be a interesting Sectional 40 potential matchup, hopefully down the road here within the next couple days as we ramp up the postseason play starting this week at Madison Grant. So before we go any further, we might as well go ahead and take a look at the bracket. So this is what the Sectional 40 Volleyball Tournament bracket looks like, again, at Madison Grant High School. It'll start up on Thursday night. That will be October the 16th. Wapahani will take on Madison Grant there for a 6 p.m. start time there in Game 1 of that first round matchup. And then Game 2 of that evening, that will feature the Eastbrook Panthers as they take on the Alexandria Tigers there at 8 o'clock. Then on Saturday essentially Saturday morning, there at 11 a.m., the Muncie Burris Owls received a first-round bye. They will take on the winner of Wapahani and Madison Grant, as I mentioned, at 11 a.m. on Saturday, October the 18th. Following that game will then be the Blackford Bruins. They also received a first-round bye. They will take on the winner of Eastbrook and Alexandria at 1 p.m. on Saturday. Then with the Class 2A Sectional 40 Volleyball Tournament Championship game being played later on that night at 6 p.m. Again, all Sectional 40 action will be held at Madison Grant High School, in which the Bearded One and I, we will be there broadcasting live right here on the WHS Network. Except we'll be on our IHSAA Champions Network channel, and that website will be scrolling down there on the bottom of your screen throughout the preview show here this evening. So everything is free. There's no cost to watch whatsoever. Yet again, state tournament time comes around. That's what we're supposed to do in order for us to broadcast games. That's where you're going to find our games at, is there on our IHSAA Champions Network channel. So please go to that. Again, the website, the link to that website will be scrolling there on the bottom of your screen throughout the preview show here this evening. So with the bracket looking like it does, you look here at what Wapahani was able to do throughout the course of the season, end up finishing up the regular season 23-6. An absolutely phenomenal year for these ladies once again, led by a great amount of seniors. I believe we had 6 or 7 seniors, and everybody contributed in every facet of the game. Not only those seniors, but then other girls that have really brought a lot to the table throughout the course of the year, and it's been a lot of fun to watch. Just kind of see how these girls, matured as a collective unit, because, you did have a couple of newcomers come in. You had Maren Hopkins, Maddie Grove come in here, and, I think added a little bit of spark to what was already quite a nice flame that the Raiders had here. You look at last year's team, we had a great year. An absolutely outstanding year. And I think that these girls stayed hungry. They wanted to be successful, and then you add a couple more pieces into that, and that just is fine tuning what was already a well-oiled machine, and so it was a lot of fun to watch these girls play. Sure, we had some hiccups throughout the course of the year. Lost a tough one last Saturday. They're on October the 4th. They're in the county championship game there to Yorktown. We lost them twice this year. It's a tough team. I think, still a very beatable team, but, it just didn't, it didn't work out. We lost to Muncie Burris. We lost to Woodland, Norwell. They're in that Leo Invitational. And so I think that I think as time went along here, I think that these girls really continue to find their footing and played the game hard, and they played the game the right way, and they played together. And such a very, very important key for any sport, for any team. You've got to be together as a collective unit, fighting for the same cause, and that's to come out here and dominating and find ways to win ball games. But you're not going to do that individually. As a team, you've got to come together and find ways to win, and that's exactly what these ladies have done throughout the course of the year. And a lot of really good wins. You beat Delta there in the county tournament. I think that was a solid win. They had been playing some good volleyball, especially coming off of a tough loss to begin the year. And, we was able to really beat them when it mattered the most. But a lot of good wins, throughout the course of the year. Couple good wins there in the Leo Invite. I think we ended up finishing 2-2 there in that. I think that our season in some ways helps prepare us for state tournament action. Because you get the sectional play, it's there's a lot on the line, and no doubt you're going to get everybody's best. And it all is going to start on Thursday night for our Wapahoney Lady Raiders. So again, going into that Thursday night matchup, 23-6 record on the season. Again, I'm not going to go over their stats. You guys know, who they are, what they're capable of, what they've done throughout the course of the season. Again, we'll go over those stats when it comes game time there on Thursday night. But strong season and looking for an even better postseason play starting up on Thursday night. Now, Madison Grant, they finished up the regular season 8-18. Now, unfortunately, because I go on here, we look at maxpreps.com. That's where we get all of our stats from. Madison Grant had nothing whatsoever to report on. So no stats on the Argyles other than we played them earlier in the season, September 17th, I believe, here from Raider Gymnasium. Wapahoney took care of business in a straight set fashion, sweeping the Argyles out of Raider Gymnasium there on that night. Again, that's not necessarily any indication on how Thursday night's game will go. You hope for that to be the case. But as I mentioned, you get to this time of the year, you're going to get everybody's best, everybody 0-0 to begin things on Thursday night. So we've got to come out prepared and ready to take it to the Argyles there at 6 p.m. there on Thursday night there from Madison Grant High School. And obviously playing on their home floor could also be a very important key facet of the ball game as well. Next up here, the Muncie Burris Owls. Again, they received the first round bye, but they finished up the regular season at 19-7. Team stats here, 951 kills, which equals out to 12.0 kills per set. Also a 206 hitting percentage, 121 blocks, 844 assists, as well as 1,252 digs. That's equivalent to a 15.8 digs per set. And then behind the serving line, they had 252 aces, also 148 serving errors. Some key players to look out for here for Muncie Burris. We have Jamaria Jackson leading the way there for Muncie Burris. Had 287 kills on the year, 63 blocks, also 49 digs, and 1 ace. Emmy Kukrowitz finished up with 238 kills on the year, as well as 44 aces, 10 blocks, 242 digs, and 5 assists. Next, we have Ella Nagelkirk, finished up with 122 kills on the year, 42 blocks, 17 digs, and 7 assists. Next, we have Colleen Schleiston, finished the year with 94 kills, 12 aces, 14 blocks, 73 digs, and 5 assists. Next, we have Liz Chamberlain with 69 kills, 13 aces, 10 blocks, and 40 digs. And then our last two here, Addison Pierce with 62 kills, 32 aces, 21 blocks, 212 digs, and 669 assists. And then finally, Piper Lanning, 5 kills, 44 aces, 310 digs, and 30 assists there for the Muncie Burris South. So that's team stats and some players to watch for. We've seen them there earlier in the season. That was also there in September, maybe September 11th. Wapahoney kept it close. We got swept. but all the sets really were fairly close, if I remember correctly, and unfortunately we just came out on the losing end that time. So I would love to see a rematch personally. You get those two teams together, especially with their storied I guess past, from even 10, 12, 13 years ago. It was a lot of fun to watch, and it's been that way all the way up until now. So that would be a great battle if that was to so happen. They're coming up on Saturday morning there at 11 a.m. But again, that's what Muncie Burris looks like, 19-7 on the season. Again, receiving a first-round bye. Again, Wapahani, Madison, Grant will go toe-to-toe there on Thursday night at 6 p.m. Then with Muncie Burris waiting for the winner of that one at 11 a.m. They're on Saturday morning. So now we'll send things on over here to Redbeard. Again, he's going to break things down on the bottom part of the bracket there with Alexandria and Eastbrook, as well as the Blackford Bruins.
All right, thanks, Marv. We'll start with the Eastbrook Panthers. They finished the season 14-14. Some team stats: they have 687 kills, which is good for 6.4 kills per set, a .074 hitting percentage, 74 blocks, 646 assists, 1,151 digs, which is good for 10.8 digs per set. Behind the line, they have 229 aces to go with 168 service errors. Some players to watch for. First, we have Lauren Gross leading the way with 146 kills, 27 aces, 7 blocks, 207 digs, and 3 assists. Next, we have Adriana Kogan, 109 kills, 6 aces, 26 blocks, and 31 digs. Then we have Sloan Brown, 100 kills, 48 aces, 11 blocks, 157 digs, and 311 assists. Next, we have Bristol Broadcorp, 100 kills, 18 aces, 35 blocks, and 62 digs. Then we have Elena Rust. She's got 39 kills, 48 aces, 1 block, 136 digs, and 307 assists. Then we have Addie Rust, 10 kills, 37 aces, 268 digs, and 23 assists. And finally, we have Delaney Elliott, 74 kills, 3 aces, 4 blocks, and 47 digs. Next, we have the Alexandria Tigers. They finished the season 12-17. Some team stats: they have 773 kills, which is good for 8.7 kills per set. They have a hitting percentage of .123, 264 blocks, 736 assists, 890 digs, good for 10 digs a set, 288 serving aces to go with 224 serving errors. Some players to watch for. First, we have Grace Wood, 174 kills, 40 aces, 116 blocks, 124 digs, and 14 assists. Next, we have Daisy Bivens with 152 kills, 36 aces, 39 blocks, 70 digs, and 13 assists. Next, we have Libby Kettery, 138 kills, 38 aces, 50 blocks, 129 digs, and 11 assists. Next, we have Ella DeRuza with 113 kills, 48 blocks, 24 digs, and 2 assists. And finally, we have Ada Hollingsworth with 57 kills, 48 aces, 23 blocks, 122 digs, and 674 assists. Finally, we'll finish with the Blackford Bruins, finishing the year 8-20. They have 614 kills, which is good for 7.2 kills per set, a .022 hitting percentage, 50 blocks, 554 assists, 1,012 digs, good for 11.9 digs per set. Behind the line, there are 246 serving aces to go with 221 serving errors. Finally, some players to watch for. First, we have Ava Mendoza leading with 129 kills, 37 aces, 7 blocks, 172 digs, and 16 assists. Next, we have Mia Ward, 113 kills, 39 aces, 9 blocks, 197 digs, and 10 assists. Next, we have Riley Heiser, 107 kills, 21 aces, 18 blocks, 51 digs, and 9 assists. Next, we have Riley Heflin with 47 kills, 23 aces, 5 blocks, 102 digs, and 206 assists. And finally, finishing up, we have Jordan Geppert with 14 kills, 25 aces, 1 block, 87 digs, and 227 assists.
All right, so again, that's what it looks like here for Eastbrook as well as Alexandria and Blackford, so thank you, Redbeard, for that. Interesting matchup there with those teams because Eastbrook, Alexandria, and Blackford all play each other during the regular season. And I believe Eastbrook and Madison Grant just played, I believe it was last week, and Eastbrook won. So it's going to be interesting. If that was. If that comes to fruition down the road potentially. I know Eastbrook and Alexandria played as well as Blackford. So all these teams really have played one, at least on the bottom half of the bracket, have played one another. Now, Wampahoney, again, we've only played Muncie Burris. We played Madison Grant and Alexandria. Alexandria, we swept at Alexandria. Again, we took care of business and swept Madison Grant here at Wampahoney, and then on the road at Muncie Burris, unfortunately got swept. But really looking forward to seeing what Wampahoney can do coming up. This coming Thursday night, 6 p.m. Again, that is October the 16th. Wampahoney, Madison Grant at 6 p.m. Following that will be Eastbrook and Alexandria at 8. Again, the winner of Wampahoney Madison Grant will play Muncie Burris on Saturday morning at 11 a.m. Then following that will be Blackford taking on the winner of Eastbrook and Alexandria at 1 p.m. And then the Sectional 40 championship game will be played at 6 p.m. there on Saturday evening. Again, all Sectional 40 volleyball tournament action will be played at Madison Grant High School. So again, make sure to tune in. Again, the website is actually getting ready to come up here on your screen here in just a moment. That's where you can find us there on the IHSAA Champions Network channel. Again, you can watch our broadcast for free. There's no cost whatsoever. But again, right down there on your bottom of your screen, that's where you can find our broadcast starting on Thursday night. So we hope you guys tune in and support the girls. They deserve it. We would love to see you there at Madison Grant first and foremost. But if you can't make it, that's where you can find us. But it should be another great tournament. And it's obviously it quickly came upon us right here. And, it's hard to believe that 2 months have already come and gone since the start of the season, but we're ready to get back at it for postseason play coming up there on Thursday night. We hope to see you all there. If not, again, we'll see you right here on the WHS Network. Until then, folks, again, I'm Brandon Morvillius alongside cameraman Jordan Redbeard McCoy. We'll see you all back here next time here on your home of the Raiders, the WHS Network.